Hello, folks. This is Pamela checking in on a video vlog and chat space here. I would normally go live, but with all the glitches YouTube has been having lately, I've decided to film my videos, probably for the rest of my tenure on YouTube. I don't think streaming was all that great anyway, with all the glitches and catches in it. But I want to let you know that my channel will no longer be featuring David Packman on this channel. Um, because of what's going on with COVID-19 and the constant extensions of closures across this country, I have decided to end my membership with David Packman and his independent news show, as I'm just tired of young people harking for money. My biggest reason for this is because my brother John is going to lose his job physically at the end of April. But since all of Macy's workers are being furloughed, that includes the big fancy stores up at places like Easton, Polaris Fashion Place, and other places around this country, places at Macy's and places at Nordstrom are not paying their employees. And my brother's going to try and get on unemployment, but it's a very iffy proposition. And he's very worried about losing his home, not having enough gas for the car to come in and help take care of me. And he was only here for about an hour today. My brother reminded me about some food that he brought over in chip dip that I could have to eat today. And he's had a very, very, very bad day. Go to WBNS 10 TV Columbus, and it talks about how Macy's and Nordstrom are going to be furloughed. And normally, I go to David Packman's channel to make some sense of this whole presidential debate that's going on. Is this guy fit for office? Is he not fit for office? Is he doing the right thing with this COVID-19 bullshit? We don't know. But my answer is no. Because now all our workers are being furloughed. And some people have to decide whether they have to buy their medications or put food on the table. And you've got people at Kroger getting COVID-19, policemen getting the disease, and Battelle has really stepped up efforts to find a way to sanitize masks to help out our medical pros. So, like I said, it's one big giant mess, and we just have to try and work through it. And I've been looking through David Packman's discussion tab on his page, and I just couldn't see paying a membership when I fear my brother might need to find other means of making money, when Amazon wouldn't bother with him. Any other jobs that he may have applied for might not hire him. But I did put a few bees in his ear before he left today. I said, maybe you ought to try at Kroger to get a job, or Giant Eagle to get a job. You know, loading stuff up on a cart and taking it out to people's cars shouldn't be too hard on your degenerative back disorder. But I'm doing everything I can to try and help my brother. It isn't much. But like I said to those pukes on David Packman, I said, I'm doing everything I can to keep myself in check and trying to figure out what to do about my brother, because he just got his walking papers from his job. And let me tell you, youngsters out there, my brother has worked for Macy's Furniture as early as 1985. So that's well over 35 years right there. And he could have taken severance, but he didn't want to do that. He doesn't like sitting idle. He likes to work. He likes to have enough money that he could actually do things like his dart tournaments every year and It seems like everything is up in the air with the Olympics and whatever else may be going on. And I think our races are going to get hit, and maybe the Muirfield tournament. Everything this year has been screwed up. And I had some yokel say that I was overreacting about how people on YouTube are harking for money. But I said, I can't afford it right now. I said, I'm trying to save up my money so I can get me a new wheelchair and maybe get one of my teeth pulled. Because it looks like my mouth is not in real good shape. So, yeah. That one tooth, that young lady drilled to whatever she did. She put some sealant on that tooth and it came out. Dental offices are only open for emergencies. And I don't want to go back to that one dentist office out there off of Main Street. So that shit's out. I'd rather pay for my house. I'd rather keep food in the house and make sure the rest of me is in the pink and taken care of. Everything else is just gravy for now. But my poor brother came in today and he sounded really down. And I felt bad when he told me. He says, well, Pammy, I know my job is supposed to end at the end of April, but we sell off all our inventory. No more job. And I might not be moving into another Macy's because of what's going on with Macy's and Nordstrom. They're not paying their workers. And a lot of people are angry and mad. And a lot of people are saying that these stimuluses have come too little too late for some. And they definitely came too little too late for my older brother and his wife. Because if he loses that job, he won't have any medical insurance. So Trump's laziness is causing a lot of problems. And I heard that he backtracked on his wish to open churches on Easter. And you want to know what I say to that? I say that's his people that walked it back. It's the people that are working behind him that are pulling the strings, that are keeping us from going right over the edge. And I'm one of those people that if my brother's in trouble, if I wasn't so bent, broken, and unwell, I would gladly give him all my money just to keep his house afloat. But that's not possible. I have to pay rent on the house here and pay money. That goes for electric, gas, and water, and whatever else that may need to be done. So I'm more worried about my brother than I am myself. And I've just decided it's time to stop donating to these progressive mainstream medias and start taking care of me and maybe going to bat for my family. If my brother needs money for gas, I'll give him money for gas. If he needs money to pay for some food, I'll give him some money for food. That's what family does. And like one person said on his page, on David Packman's page, you don't need money to make a video. I could attest to that. I've been a user of this site since 1996, under many different names when we were going through all the copyright apocalypse back in the day. I've had a Beatles blog, I've had 81 William Cat, and some other channels on this megaverse. So many of them, I can't name them all. I've had so many over the years. But I've never, ever had to use money to make a video. The only time I ever used money was to buy music to share on this megalopolis, if allowed. But with the way things are going in today's current society and the trends of the future, it doesn't look good. But back to David Packman for a second. I practically told him, I said, I can't donate to your show anymore. Because a lot of people are worried sick about their 401ks and whatever else is what else is packed in here. And this Packman guy is wanting to hark for money. And that to me is kind of bothersome because there's a lot of people that work high-end paying jobs that are worried about where their next paycheck is coming from or how much they're going to get in this stimulus bailout that everybody's talking about. And like I said, I have more important things to worry about than some progressive media news show. Because a lot of people are getting worn out by this. It's not just me. I left him 2 comments at the top of this. Your pleas for money are wearing me out. My brother is out of a job. All Macy's workers are not being paid. Same thing with Nordstrom's. My brother is worried about losing his home. Don't you get it, or is money all you care about? And there's been a lot of people that are angry with him. And one guy said, I got fired today, but absolutely, I'm going to pay for this membership as soon as possible. Probably in sarcasm. And I finally said to him, one guy responded to a guy named Morality Check. This guy isn't selling anything that would get rid of coronavirus or something. I fail to understand how being scared of the coronavirus would prompt someone to buy a David Packman membership. Alex Jones, on the other hand, is really selling straight-out garbage that wouldn't even work against the coronavirus, although he claims otherwise. There's a difference. And then you get somebody under the name the White Axe defending this guy. And I said, my brother's job at Macy's Furniture here in Columbus, Ohio, was supposed to close near the end of April. And now with the COVID bullshit, he's no longer getting paid. He could lose his home. I would gladly give him my SSI if I could. He feels like he could lose his home. Then this puke wants money for memberships as people are out of work. I would rather put my ass on the line for my brother as he comes to take care of me. As someone with a disability, I have not been out of my home for over a month. He tells me to stay in, so he helps me with trash and mail. And he says, it's not like anybody is taking money from you. This guy, the White Axe, said, he says, you don't have to give him money to help him earn a living. He has to earn a living too. It's not like he's taking from you. And I told him to shut the fuck up. And I said, people are tired of hearing his pitches for money on each and every video. People are losing their jobs. My own brother lost his, and I don't know anyone that hires somebody over 50. Not even Amazon bothered with him. He could lose his home. So people are worried, and rightfully so. And I reiterated again. I ended my membership with David. Now, if only we could cancel Trump, the village idiot, then I will be happy. One says, by the name of EP says, I guess I'll start paying your membership when my unemployment check comes. I'll use my savings now to pay it after I pay rent. And people are saying, sure, let me hand you my unemployment checks. And I replied to the guy and I said, my heart hurts for you. My brother's in the same boat. I would hand him my SSI if it would keep him afloat. And somebody said, you don't need people's money to keep making YouTube videos. Grow up. And one lady named Alice says, yeah, I had to unsubscribe because his begging was OTT all the time. And the news was one-sided and angry, completely useless to me. Do you really think people who can't work anymore and lost their paychecks are going to give you, a guy who can continue to work, the little money they have, to hear some stale political talking points and a bunch of boring phone calls from random people? One guy said that he was trying to cancel for the past 2 weeks with no response. Might have to go directly to my credit card company. So I'm going to be checking my bank account over the next 2 weeks. Because even though I had canceled my membership, I better keep an eye on my money. And it just really pisses me off. Let me look through some more of these comments here. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's see. One person says it's time to give up, dude. It's over for this channel. Another one says, Hans Cigar Review says, I'm fed up with both Packman and Crowder. But I do have to point out that Crowder made his pay for access stuff free because of COVID-19. Kind of interesting. Only if you ignore Crowder's other sources of income. Organizations that are backed by big corporations. Another one says, Pacifica has literally gotten into trouble for taking financial money from big corps, dipshit. Do some research. To the reply from Hans Cigar Review says, no, it hasn't, dipshit. Stop lying. How about you start learning about how to read? Doing research is too much for you. Daughter of Daughter says, fuck Crowder. But to be honest, fuck David too. You both are bootlicking little bitches. But David would rather see himself live in excess and give him some money. I assume he's made more than $70,000 in 2018, so he won't receive a stimulus check. So he can go spend on watches. I have to say something right now. I have to agree on some of the stuff that he has been promoting. Like this Magic Spoon cereal. A lot of people are going into healthier alternatives of eating. And I have a friend that's doing that healthier eating of the alternative lifestyle. And yet I hear David also spouting about buying a certain watch for cheap. You can go back through and watch any of his videos if you want to, but I don't think I'm going to be watching him right now. But anyway, somebody said fuck Crowder. But to be honest, fuck David too. You both are bootlicking little bitches. But David would rather see himself live in excess than give him some money because he made over $70,000 in 2018. So he won't receive a stimulus check so he can go spend it on watches. Another one says, I don't like Crowder. I used to watch both of these guys before they got way into slander to see viewpoints from both sides. I'm just pointing out the simple fact that Crowder isn't charging anyone during this, while Packman is. Joe Regan would make a much better journalist than any of these guys recently. you know. And somebody's posted what says 32 seconds ago. Let's see. Stephanie says, I think Trump wanted the virus to spread because he was jealous of Obama. He removed everything that Obama had in place, and he's going to bleed this country dry with the Republican Party. Judy says, the Trump's reports in public about our situation are they his own idea or someone else telling him how to put information out? I don't think he's capable of this on his own, but that's just my opinion. Just wanted some feedback. Thank you. And somebody says, weekly begging for money. Check. Great GIF. Inadvertently demonstrates what happens to your money when you donate to this channel. And it's like, oh my God, it's like 50%. It's like 50% off at Domino's. Quit trying to cash in on a pandemic hack. Every show I've watched of yours gets around 5 to 10 just to open up the phone line. So pretty sure you all right. Every other left commentator is money. Money helping lunch bags, helping serve lunches at food kitchens, donate to food banks. At least I'm not such a pompous ass that can help feed some hungry folks. David at hashtag cancel Packman. I once subscribed for 4 years, so you lost a long time, pal. Another one says, she basically said, oh my God, it's like 50% off at Domino's. Quit trying to cash in on a pandemic. Every show I've watched of yours gets around to 5 to 10 just to open up your phone. So pretty sure you're all right. Every other left commentator is donating money, helping bag lunches at your soup kitchens, donate to food banks. At least I'm not a pompous ass that I'm not a pompous ass. I could help feed some hungry folks. David at Cancel Packman. And look at this. Do you literally not care that this turns so many, including me, off to you? If it taints you, I guess not. Show the hypocrisy in this idiot. Sad when independent media lies as well and then profiting off of it. Another one says, yeah, no thanks. Your takes are not good enough for me to pay. I prefer Klawinski, but nice move using COVID-19 to try and sell more subs. And somebody says, wow, man, you definitely turned a rock there. Look at all the funny creatures crawling out. And people were comparing this to Nancy Pelosi tearing up Trump's State of the Union address on camera. So, yeah. The only thing is that Trump become more obsessive with ratings since that. Sad. Another one replied, I think that was a dumb, immature move on her part. She really should have known better than to lower herself to Trump's level. It just opens her up to even more attacks from the goons that voted this piece of shit into office. Another one says, who are you kidding? You're just as greedy as the rest. Plus, disgusting and disrespectful. Another one says, this is why progressives will never get in power. We don't like people who always run out of money, like the Young Turks. Managing money is quite easy. And somebody mentioned and what the U.S. debt is right now, 25, 26, 27 trillion. Running out of money, my ass. 23.4 trillion, actually. It's because non-libertarian principles and that virus. Why did Glenn Beck downsize then? Record, I'm not a Democrat. And people are tired of it. It stinks. It really stinks because I finally said, I've had enough. And I think people are tired of donating to these news things. They act like they're on your side, but it just makes me sad. It really does, because my brother is hurting, and I'm sure your families are hurting. I'm not playing here. But until this crisis is over, I'm not going to be following any independent media for now. I'll stick to my local stuff at home. And more people are coming together. But the only thing is, if you want to help your local soup kitchens, do so. I heard about that iHeart concert that was on TV last night. I didn't donate because I was in bed, half asleep. I watched the Backstreet Boys, and that's all I could remember from last night. It was like white snow to me. But if you want to donate to something, donate locally. Donate to your soup kitchen. Donate to the poor. Help out with some of the local elderly in your city. If you're willing to risk yourself, help with the soup kitchens. Donate food bags. Share messages to the elderly. I've seen people of training their dogs to take goods to elderly people that need it. Like good neighbors that have good dogs that can do that. In some cases, it's good to see people coming together. Singers, actors, even our local news people are kind of doing their news from different parts of the station, or weathermen are doing their news reports from home. It's kind of funny, but I'm kind of hoping we get back to normal soon. In case you were wondering about my brother, he left here about 1 o'clock today, and he left me very worried and very shaken, because I could lose my house. I could lose my home. He says, but I'm going to have to sign up for unemployment. And I said, John, they'll have to accept you. You're a working person. You were working in furnishings. You'll get on unemployment. You won't be able to live like you once did. You may have to cut back on some things like I had to. But don't be talking like that. If you need money for gas, I'll give you money for gas. If you need money for whatever you want to eat, I'll pay the money to get you something to eat. You're always here taking care of me. And besides, that's what family does. That's what family does. They stand up for each other no matter what. And my sister's been working from home some days and going into the office some days. She's doing what she can to pay the bills, and I'm doing what I can to pay the bills. Even if it is on crappy SSDI, actually. Because I'm a disabled citizen. So, yeah. If you're donating to independent media, that's your bag. But in this uncertain times, I cannot donate to any donate to any progressive media. I can't donate to, what do they call those? Urban explorers? Urbexes? I can't donate to any of that right now. I said I gotta start trimming my budget even more. So, on the off chance I may have to go and stay with my sister for a while, or my older brother for a while. If it'll put money into his pocket, I'll do what I have to do. So, yeah. I'm just worried about not just my future, but I'm worried about the future of my family. And I worry about the futures of those that have lost their jobs. This isn't fun. Some places across I think in the UK, they're going to be in this fight for at least 6 months. I'm certainly hoping that it doesn't happen here because, like you, I miss being a social animal. I miss being able to go up to Easton, look through the latest records that come out, the latest limited releases that come out. I like going to see a movie every once in a while, even though I haven't been to a movie since late last year, since before Christmas. I think this year, I think I'm just going to take whatever money I have and put it in my savings account and maybe save up for a new wheelchair. I don't even know if I'm going to make it for my appointments. So I'm worried, but I'm more worried about my brother than I am myself. So, yeah. And as to David Packman, shame on you. Even if you get a lousy discount, a lot of people are tightening up their belts, and they should be able to tighten up their belts. And let me see if I got any more commentaries on this David Packman thing. Let me see here. Go to David Packman, Packman. But until tomorrow morning, that'll not be featured on my channel. Mm-mm. And it's just sad. It is just sad. One person put it right 6 hours ago. Andrew Harris says, instead of enriching David, help out your neighbor who needs it. And that's the truth, man. For now, I won't be supporting any mainstream media. And like one other person says, you don't need money to make a fancy video. You could talk just like I do in your bedroom, in your kitchen, even sitting out on your back porch. But my last bit in this message to you tonight, still, keep an eye on your neighbors, call your family. Because I know when my brother left here today, I was pretty worried. When I talked the other day about my brother coming in here and said, we're going into a deep depression after this, I actually believe him. He actually got a full-blown dose of full-blooded reality because, like I said, my brother was an avid Trump supporter. And I've even vented my anger about how Trump wanted one of the churches open by Easter Sunday. And I said, well, if he does that, then he's as crazy as I know he is. And I still think the guy's crazy. But as I've said in the beginning of this video, he has walked back that. They're working on more stimulus packages. But I don't know how well this is going to go. I mean, I'm worried about my brother. I'm worried about my family. My twin brother's got some health issues going on, but I can't discuss that here because I don't know what's going on. So I'm definitely worried. I've got my own plate. And if I have to go and stay with members of family, should that ever happen, I'll do what I have to. Because family comes first, before some progressive news media, before anybody, before urban exploration happens, I follow a lot of people like Ace's Adventures and my friend Wally that does all this urban exploration of dying and decaying places. And the COVID-19 has put a wrench on everything. The Olympics, Muirfield golf tournament that happens here every year, The Arnold Classic that was supposed to have happened with the city of Columbus this past couple of weeks. Everything's been fucked up. But I don't know if this country is going to survive this big pandemic. It's really scary. But if you can't or don't want to donate to national things like that iHeartRadio concert that was on last night, go, call your local soup kitchen. Find out where you can make donations. They can take money or food donations. Find out where that stuff's happening. Follow all safety protocols. Help your neighbor. Donate to your soup kitchen. Help the homeless. There's a lot of good things you could do at home. But mainly, do everything you can to help slow this curve. But I won't rest until this thing is gone. And to the people that lost their jobs, my heart does hurt for you. I'm seeing it with my brother, and I worry about his future. I worry about my sister. I worry about my brother-in-law. And I worry about my niece, most of all, who cannot speak. She's got autism. What's going to happen to her future? Sure, my sister's got an oil business that happens on the side. She sells healing oils, but who can sell healing oils when people are struggling to put food on the table, pay for their medications, which I'm going to be possibly struggling here in the future to put food on the table and pay for my nerve pills. But I'm doing the best I can, and I'm going to continue doing the best I can, no matter how long it takes. And as I told my brother, I said, John, if you need money for gas, I'll gladly give you money for gas. You don't have to worry about that. I can give you money for gas. I did that with Sue. Remember when I used to go watch bands all the time? No big deal. So I called my brother. He seemed to be a little better tonight. And I said to him, when you left here tonight, pal, you had me worried. You really, really had me worried. And he says, well, try not to worry. He says, I'm home, laying in bed, watching TV. And he's going to try and sign up for unemployment. But as of this video, as far as I know, he is now furloughed. And my thoughts go out to each and every one of them that is furloughed. I don't say prayers because it doesn't work. And some people on the news said early this morning that the stimuluses that are coming out in 3 weeks may have come too little too late for some. And I have to agree that they're right for a change. And thanks to people at Battelle that are stepping up to help our doctors and nurses on the front lines get their masks cleaned and keep our people on the front lines safe. I've heard of people at Kroger, one in Gahanna tested positive for COVID. Another one, I think, out in Whitehall had tested positive. So, yeah, keep an eye on your local news. But I know this is wearing on everybody. It sure is worn on me. And I feel like rancid shit. And it's not because I have a cold. I'm dealing with a certain woman problem right now, and I'm not exactly feeling great, but I wanted to get on here and let everybody know what was going on, and that I am backing off the David Packman coverage in case he gets a case of morality. Even with all the percents off on a membership, I would rather pay for my food, my clothes, and maybe give my brother some gas money should he need it to get in here to help me or take me to the doctor if I needed to go. So, you guys need to take it easy and care for yourselves. Don't worry about independent media. It's not going to shrivel up and die, and like one person said, you don't need a lot of money to make a video. My videos are just plain. No fancy microphone, no fancy dress, no fancy blazer to wear. I just get on camera with my long hair and t-shirt and just do these things. That's how simple it is. I don't partner with nobody. I do it because I feel it's my civic duty to do these. And to all these people that are dealing with this COVID-19 bullshit, I feel your pain, I feel your anger, I feel your frustration. We're all in this together, no matter how many times you get tired of hearing people say that. We are in this together. It's not about the money at this point in time. It's the principle of the thing. Think of the elderly people that can't get to see their grandkids or celebrate a birthday with family members. They have to stand outside of somebody's nursing home out on the lawn wishing them a happy birthday. And a lot of people have health issues that can't be risks. So I think the thing I'm trying to say is you just look out for you and don't worry about independent media or whoever else is wanting money. I'm very leery about who calls in and what I see on TV asking for donations. But if you didn't want to donate to this thing, the iHeart concert that was on TV, you could donate to your local food pantry and whatnot. And if you're healthy enough, please donate blood at your local Red Cross. There are kids that need transfusions. A lot of things are hurting right now. Sports, music, medical, all kinds of things are hurting right now. I won't even get on my Coda Mainstream bus until this is all over. So, looks like I'll be spending my spring and summer doing what I've been doing since Christmas. So, take care of each other, get plenty of rest, stay as clean as possible. I'm going to get off, head to the bathroom, get ready for bed, and I'm going to sleep. Take care of each other and stay safe. And to the progressive media, family is much more important at this time. You need to be taking care of them and your fellow neighbor if they don't have family. That's priority number one, not paying some independent news media. Okay, gang, I'm done for the night and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye!